Hello and welcome to Who Dares Post TV. I am your host, Mike B. So it's been a while. An awful lot has happened since we were last in touch. The real world version of pandemic is playing out, as we know, and we knew it was coming. But yeah, it kind of a lot of shit got real in the last couple of weeks. So we're still here. I'm still here. I'm not in isolation yet. I have the wondrous joy of being a retail manager. So of course, the front line of the food supplies are going out to the troops and the people desperately buying shitloads of bog roll. What is wrong with you? So yeah, I'm currently still stuck very much at work, and my better half is works for the NHS. So we've really picked the two best jobs in the world to have in a moment of crisis of this magnitude. Anyway, so it's made things tricky, if I'm honest with you, to get in touch. And I've been meaning to kind of catch up. I've had a bunch of reviews I was going to drop, and I still needed to edit. But now they were for Kickstarters that looked like definitely geoed. That is one I was looking at. It was a really good tile placement laying game. I spoke to Stuart tonight, literally a few hours ago. He's indefinitely put that on hold currently, but he is doing some on a little project. So once I get word of what that is, I will share that. But yet. Everything's crazy shit is going on. So, board game, we've managed to, I've got a podcast to drop, which is recorded before this all really kicked off. So I'll pop that out as we're in kind of happy joy mode. I did manage to get some games played over the last couple of days, but whether that is going to continue, I don't know. So last week we got a look at Judge Dredd Helter Skelter from Osprey. It's the implementation of Wildlands. So that we played, and it was really enjoyable. It's kind of like an arena-style skirmish game. You fighting, trying to take each other out, all different sort of asynchronous teams based on the Judge Dredd things. We've got Slain and his group. We could warp Spasm. That was kind of cool. You got the judges, Nikolai Dante and Strontium Dogs, Johnny Alpha and co. So they've got little few characters with skills, and they kind of all do their own little magical thing. It's kind of cool. It works really well with the aesthetics of 2000 AD. Love some 2000 AD. I was really happy with that, actually. It's kind of come down in price recently. It's more reasonable than it was. It's a really nice production, actually. Just as a quick review on that. Looks beautiful, really nice components, nice miniatures, the word wash. Not wash, but paint wash. And some cool art. You know, it all looks kind of funky and cool. Brian Bolland's cover, of course. So that's really good. Really enjoyed that. If you're a 2000 AD reader and fan, then you might well dig that. I'm waiting. They had announced that there was a Dark Judges, I think a solo play version, as well as a team of Judges you can add to the game, which they're kind of cool. So I'm definitely excited to see how that comes into it. And there's one I want to revisit. So that was that we played, and just diverting from that, Action Comics. So Action Comics I've gone off on a tangent, but Action Comics, when it came out, was a banned comic in the UK. It had lots of a bit dairy-do. Pat Mills was the editor and writer behind a lot of it, and it got in a lot of shit for basically rebellious stuff that children shouldn't be seeing. They did one, I think, classic episode, which issue with the Gotham Band, which is the front cover, looked, due to a colouring issue, made it look like a police officer was being beaten to death by children. It's really interesting. If you want to know more about that, have a look on the internet. I'm sure there's some way you've got carve on your hands, probably, or probably at home. Or the Future Shock documentary's got a little bit on it. Anyway, I've digressed for a reason. Judge Dredd, 2000 AD, we've done that. A little while ago, I did a thing on Mundo Comics, which I was kind of involved in. It was kind of a thing, a cool sort of niche-y sort of culty area. Go back and find it. It's start of the year I did it. Dan, not Willett, who ran Mundo, but another Dan, who was there, was a very talented artist. He has got a gig. He's doing an Action Comic special. They're doing one. He's illustrating Hook Jaws, the kind of Jaws knockoff. That's really cool. Go to 2000 AD or Rebellion, actually, have a look. They've got an Action Comics special edition you can pre-order online, and you also get a reprint of the first issue of Action Comics with that, for about a tenner. And it's got Dan's art on it, Dan Lish. And if you find Dan Lish, look him up on Facebook or wherever, because he does some really cool art. So yeah, that is a thing you should also look at if you're that way inclined. Kind of nerdy, and the comic book looks kind of cool, and his art is nice. Anyway, I've digressed. So what else have we played? We played Nusfjord. Nusfjord's cheap at the moment. Everyone's kind of had this cheap for sub £20. Uwe Weisberg, he of Caverna and Agricola and all that fame. This one, I played Caverna, I played Agricola. I do like Agricola more than Caverna. I will enjoy Caverna, but Agricola's got a more vicious streak. So this is you basically a fishing village, and you're catching fish. Really, that's kind of the dish of it. It's good fun. I really enjoyed it. I haven't got many sort of this style of these. Definitely no Rosenberg games in my collection, actually, surprisingly. But yeah, I'm not the world's biggest Euro fan. I enjoy them occasionally. But yeah, this, for the price, is an absolute steal. It's quite a nice heavy box. I played a game of that. Really enjoyed it. Really good fun. Yeah, if you're, I mean, most of you have seen the deals. If you see it cheap for under 20 quid, it's an absolute steal. If you're a fan of worker placement and engine generating type stuff, it's got got 3 different decks of cards, so you can play 3 different ways. Lots of replayability for that under £20. An absolute steal if you don't really own it. And yeah, really happy with that. Got a bunch of other stuff I picked up recently that I need to look at. However, we'll do that. So news, I'm going to come to this in a minute. So news stuff, what's happening? Well, UK Games Expo. So at the moment, Expo is been moved to August now, the end of August, 25th to the 28th or something of August. It's been moved to, I'm sure you know about that. I don't know if I probably will be going in some capacity, because I think the boys with me have got a hotel room. I'm currently tied up in that. I have a hotel room with Viper Styles that I pre-booked like the end of last year's show. And at the moment, the Styles are resistant to give me my money back because it was a non-refundable joy, because who saw this coming, or anything else at the moment. So I'm kind of stuck waiting to see how that plays out, because I've got about 300 quid sunk into that, which is like, ouch. At the time, it kind of was like, I need a room and I can pay it over the year. Anyway, reasons behind that, whatever. It's a non-returnable thing. There's other people in the boat, I know for definite. Waiting to see what happens. I spoke to them the other day, and I'm kind of hoping that sense will prevail, and that they will think, well, this was a douche move if we're going to just stitch everyone who kind of got caught up in this. We don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully I can either get it moved or get credited or do something, because it's going to sting to lose that, because I don't really have that spare. So yeah, Expo August, all being well, hopefully we will be through the worst of this shenanigans, and in which point in time I will, in some capacity, get to Expo, hopefully, because it would be a shame to miss it, because I've done quite a few years of Expo. So we'll see. I need to speak, because Chris was coming down from up north to meet me there, and I'm rambling. Anyway, Expo is back on for the minute. We shall see how that goes. Oh, no, nothing to worry about. I'm just talking and I've got a dry mouth. Just trying to think if there's anything else vital newsy stuff that I popped up in my brain. That's pretty much it. There's a bunch of stuff I need to sort out. Charlie's got some articles he's written that I'll pop up on the website as soon as I get 5 minutes to myself. I've kind of just been spending time with the family in brief moments. We're all kind of like, yeah, videos and stuff, I'm sure. So there's stuff coming. I just need to get the time to do it. If I end up isolated, then I will obviously have some more time on my hands. We shall see. So this dropped through the postbox today. Inhuman Conditions. Lovely. This is from the guys behind Secret Hitler, which is actually has become one of my most favourite social deduction games. I think it's a cracking game and played at the higher play counts. Really enjoy what it does, and it's got kind of shit for its theme, but actually there's a reason behind that I'm not going to go into now. It's not it doesn't milk that in a bad way. It uses it to a good thing. But yeah, Secret Hitler is a very cracking game, whatever that means. So, Inhuman Conditions, which is a much bigger box than I thought it was going to be in. So, oh dear, I need a drink. I'm going to get some Dr. Pepper, as I happen to have a handily placed stack of Dr. Pepper here. Up 6 o'clock tomorrow, so for work, so that'd be interesting. So not too much of this caffeine. I'm very dry mouth. Better. So, Inhuman Conditions. Yeah, Secret Hitter, Inhuman Conditions. Bigger box. This is a very cool, funky box. I mean, it's kind of cool. So this is a 2-player game predominantly and it's kind of taken the idea of the Voight Kampftest. If you've seen Blade Runner, there is a test that the Blade Runner units for House of Ford runs on the replicants to try and ask them questions in an attempt to work out if they're human via their responses or if they're an evil replicant. So this is a board game, a 2-player card game, board game equivalent of that scene, of that movie, of you doing that exact thing. I kind of went for it because of its connections to Secret Hitter and really enjoyed that and like the production quality of that, so kind of wanted to see how this turned out. This is so far looking very cool. I do like the box. It's kind of huge. I didn't think it was going to be this big. Let's have a look inside. So we've got a nice magnet flap. I like a magnet flap. Not sure that's a technical term. Wow, cool. Some really nice art there. That's kind of nice, isn't it? And I think you open this up and you actually play on this board. We've got interviewer and suspects there. And then in here we've got some stampers. They're kind of cool. Some cards, which I don't know yet, top of my head, what they're to do with, but they're cards that you probably questions all the suspects, whether you're the human or a robot, I think that is. So there's that. There is more cards. I think they're your questions, answers stuff. There is some wood with a slot in it for potting something in there. What that is, I don't know. It's kind of cool. There is training manual, field guide, and rules and scenarios. Kind of cool little booklet, the things there. Interesting aesthetics. There is a score pad for scoring your games. And then a big stack of cards that relate to stuff happening. And then number 109. Does whoever packed that? Who knows? Probably a nice coronavirus riddled Chinaman. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But yeah, so there's a big stack of cards. To be honest with you, I kind of backed it because it was on the Kickstarter and I was kind of interested generally anyway because of the prior history of the guys who had done it. So I don't really know any more than that. There was a print and play on there, which I never actually did. I was kind of just like, I kind of like the idea and the aesthetics. And it does look very cool. It's a very cool piece of kit. I like the art and design. It just looks stunning. It looks beautiful. And it's got a flappy thing. So there's that. So at some point, I may well end up finding myself isolated in the old house with potentially the beloved. So maybe I try and see if we can give a go on that. We can play that and see what that's like. And I would read up. I think you can play it for more than one player, but we'll have a look. We'll find out. So I just thought I'd give you a look at that. That was kind of cool. So there we go. That's really where we're at. There is a bunch of stuff I need to do. I don't know if I'm going to find the time. I would like to put more stuff out. Be kind of cool. There's people going to be stuck in there. If I end up isolating, then potentially that may well happen. But for the moment, stay safe, stay well, isolate. Play some board games. We've got board games. I looked on the website today and I was thinking about buying myself a new board game. I don't need a new board game. But if you can support any friendly local game stores, any of those guys, anyone local to you, any cafes that are selling games, maybe stuff you can do, these guys are going to be struggling. A lot of them are small retailers, small independent retailers. Who knows where the next paycheck's coming from those guys. So if you can support them, certainly I will if I can. Obviously don't get out because that's a bad thing. But yeah, anything you can do to support them or just be nice to each other. People, come on. It's hard. It's stressful. I get it. I'm stressed. I'm very dry throat. Got to be hilarious if I'm coming down with it live on air. Oh yes, that was what I was going to say. So I was supposed to be doing a live feed for Asmodee. We were going to be doing a playthrough of game. That's on hold at the moment because of this craziness. So I will be catching up with that at some point after this craziness has passed. Who knows? Typical shit happens. But yeah, I'll try and get some content out. I'll try at least to get some video diary type stuff going on. If I find myself isolated, then I'll do a corona isolation video diary for you. You can see my live on air disintegration, zombification. But yeah, that's it. Cool, really. As I said, stay safe, look after yourselves, play nicely, play some pool games. You know, hey, this is an opportunity. Let's embrace this opportunity and enjoy it. But for the time being, I'm signing out. I will be in touch until next time. Play more games and don't sneeze or cough on anyone. Be nice to people. That's what I ask. See you soon and good night.